Good New Year to you. This is the Wednesday, January 1st, 2025, the first video of the year. This is this map discussion. Here at 300 millibars, this is the top of our weather producing atmosphere. The thing you'll note is this jet streak across the eastern parts of the United States, pretty much extending from the southern plains through the southern mid-Atlantic and southeastern United States, with a maximum over the southern Appalachian Mountains, and an upper level low over south central Canada. If we go down a little bit further in the atmosphere, about halfway, about 6 kilometers up, that jet streak is a little stronger across the southeastern United States. You'll also see our next system's upper level energy across the Pacific Northwest over the Pacific Ocean. If we go down a little bit further, we can see a little bit more what's happening at closer to the surface. You have a low-level cyclone across southeastern Canada or the northern part of New England, and some enhanced flow across the coastal regions of the Carolinas and into Virginia. If we look at the synoptic scale lift at 500 millibars, you have height falls generally over southern New England, off the coast of Long Island or Massachusetts. This is in regards to that little trough of low pressure that is creating some clouds and some precipitation across the New England areas. But this is observed, so let's see how this evolves over the next few days. So this is our multi-model ensemble. These graphics are a product of a code written in Python package maintained by Brian Blaylock, his Herbie package. This is a weighted average of different models and model runs. So the first thing that you'll see is the cooler colors are surface low pressure centers, and the warmer colors are surface high pressure centers, with the thin black lines surface pressure as emphasis, and the thicker black lines is the 500 millibar height, geopotential heights. So the first thing you'll see is that area of low pressure in southern New England and its upper level trough. Then the other thing you might see is this high pressure center over western Canada. This is going to be the extent or the origin of our cold air outbreak that we will experience across the eastern United States. If we go press this forward, you can see this high pressure, very strong high pressure, is going to be making its way south. This is the cold air outbreak that we will experience on the first part of the weekend. This map is specifically 7 a.m. January 4th, and high pressure extends from pretty much south central Canada eastward across the plains and into the Ohio River Valley. And the next trough can be seen out here in the Pacific Northwest. This is going to be responsible for a low pressure center developing across the southern plains and moving pretty much due eastward. This is 7 a.m. January 5th. If we move this one more, this is 7 a.m. January 6th. This low pressure center is probably looking like it's going to bring some snow across parts of the Central Plains, mid-Mississippi, River Valley, and perhaps an area of ice just north of this. Remember, this is an average of different models and different model runs. So this is the pretty much the a weighted average center. So this is a since it's an average, then it could be anywhere, but what we can take away from this model run is that somewhere in the Tennessee, Nashville area, by 7 a.m. Eastern Time, January 6th, a low pressure center will be near that area with some rain to the south and snow to the north, and we'll see that in a moment. But the interesting part of this system is that yesterday, if you paid attention to some of the GFS runs, this had it way far south than any other model solution. Even when I ran this particular multi-model ensemble yesterday, it did have a southerly track to it because earlier videos that we mentioned when we first did this past Monday had this low pressure center across southern Ohio. So there is a southward trend to the models. However, if you are in the North South Carolina area and you're watching, hoping for some snow, you might have seen yesterday's runs of the GFS advertise a pretty decent amount of snow and ice, especially for western North Carolina. It looks a bit warmer now, unfortunately, but that's the nature of the business. If we push this one more day, this system is off the coast, and we have another little, I say a little, but it's pretty huge, another Arctic blast in for the eastern United States with a upper level mean trough across, just draped from pretty much Hudson Bay all the way across the southern plains into the desert southwest. A closer look at this system here. Overlaid here, we have average temperatures from the multi-model ensemble, as well as the previous two runs of the GFS averaged in a weighted manner. If we push this forward, you can see the first dashed blue line is the freezing line. This is surface temperatures in degrees Celsius with overlaid with precipitation amounts. If we push this forward across parts of eastern Kansas, Nebraska, extreme southeastern Nebraska, and northern parts of Missouri, southern Iowa, and Illinois, this might be some ice and snow on the north end with some rain towards the south, and perhaps heavier rain towards the mid-south. But if we go forward here, you can see that the vast majority of the Carolinas is above freezing. And this is a trend that it's been a warming trend over the last few runs of the model. So not only this multi-model ensemble, but also in the GFS and the Euro has been pretty far north as well, bringing in some liquid precipitation across the southern Appalachian Mountains and the Carolinas. So while this is not looking like the storm that it was going to be, you can still expect some pretty heavy rain across parts of the southeastern United States. So if we take a look at the mean 2-meter temperature anomaly averaged over the next 5 days, remember this gives us a pretty good picture of where the warmer and cooler air masses are relative to the time of year. You see that pretty cool air mass across southern Canada. If we push this forward, this is our first Arctic blast for the weekend. Well, it's not going to be going anywhere fast anytime soon. Even towards January 13th, you still have a very cool air mass, very cold air mass across the eastern half of the United States. But if we go further, this will modify and we will start to see a slight warm up getting into the day 11 to 15 range, but still very much cooler than average, especially over parts of the Ohio River valleys and into the southeastern United States. So that about does it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to take preparations, especially if you live in the eastern part of the United States. Over the next few days, we'll start to see that Arctic blast start this weekend, January 4th, 5th time frame, especially over parts of the southeastern United States, and last through about the second week of January. So I hope you guys have a happy new year, and I will see you in the next video.